All right, let me share my screen. Okay, pop out the chat and saying hello in YouTube. So if you are watching in YouTube, just know that we are looking for questions there, as well as chat locally. Let me make sure I have that open. All right. Thank you for joining us once again for SEO Fight Club, episode 131. We don't have Clint today because he is at SIA, their conference, SEO Rockstars in Vegas. So he is probably presenting or watching a presentation or at the hotel bar talking shop. Wish I was there, but wish them all well and can't wait to hear about the event. You've seen a piece of it so far, right, Lee? How's it going?
No, I mean today's day, the first day is the sort of the social. I think they went, golfing, and they hit a little event for everybody, a little social, early evening social. The conference, the meat of it starts tomorrow, and it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So I haven't seen anything yet, but looking forward to seeing some of the stuff.
Yeah, Dory has this name game, so people get to know each other, and you have to memorize everybody's name in the room. I am really glad I don't have to play that game. You've done that like 10 times, right, Carolyn?
I have since the first year in 2012.
Yeah. Is it your favorite part too?
You know me. I'm such a social gadfly. I kind of love it.
Yeah, either you love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a lot of fun. So that's where Clint is at. So Carolyn, since we have you on, what's going on with the podcast?
Well, I'm going to do it on stupid SEO ideas.
Well, those are my favorite kind.
Mine too. So yeah, so that's going to be the general theme of things.
Yeah, I usually approach Lee and say, Lee, I have an idea that's crazy enough that it just might work.
Yeah, my reply is usually, I'm in. What is it?
I know those moments. Yes.
Yeah, we're gonna need a bucket loader, a hot dog cart, and a getaway car. All right. Yeah. So with that, we're talking about natural links because Search Engine Roundtable and John Mueller combined really kicked the beehive today with the in general, you shouldn't be making links to your website announcement. And Google does this about once a year. They'll come out and say, you shouldn't ever be making links to your website. And it usually just pisses me off because it's fear mongering. So what Google is implying there when they say that is that when you make links they don't like, they might respond by killing your business's ability to be found online. They don't overtly make the threat, but when they say crap like that, that's how everybody takes it. That's how they feel. And there's a ton of fear involved with that because these are your businesses, your livelihoods, and it's a terrible thing for a business to do. And so when we look at that announcement, So it's this article that Barry posted, but it was this quote: "You shouldn't be creating links to your site in general. I'd recommend checking out the webmaster guidelines for more." You know, that's a bold statement. You shouldn't be creating links to your site in general. You know, I disagree wholeheartedly with that. And I think it's highly, highly hypocritical of Google to make a statement like that. And, you know, for 3 points here, I'll start with 3 fundamental points. The H in HTML and the H in HTTP, they refer to hypertext. And the text is only hyper if it has hyperlinks. That's what makes it hyper. Those hyperlinks have been shortened down to just links. It's the relationships between documents and the fact that you can traverse those relationships that make the World Wide Web work. And Google did not invent that. They don't own that. They don't control that. It's not up to Google how links between documents work. All right. And to me, it seems clear as day that if you want to link to somebody else's page, that's free speech. So if you give a damn at all about your freedom of speech, then you should care about this, because Google's telling you you can't use it. They're saying you can't link to your friends and family the way you want to. You can't sell a link. They're going to frown on you if you try to use affiliate links. There was a time when stay-at-home moms would run affiliate websites because that was a way to supplement the household income. There was a time when schools would do fundraisers on their own website for buying school supplies to help fund the school. All that stuff is dead because Google made it so. And it's not a better world we live in because Google did that. You used to have lots of ways to monetize lots of different websites. You could sell links, you could buy links from relevant places to get relevant traffic. You know, now it all has to be through like very specific controlled enterprise channels. And they took all that away from you. And, you know, it's this fear mongering that they're doing, which is why I feel they're a monopoly that needs to be regulated by the government. And I know a lot of people disagree with that because they don't like the idea of big government. And I don't say that for all businesses. In fact, I am hard pressed to find one more example I feel that way about. It's just Google. And I think it's warranted because more and more they get oppressive. And so that's the end of that rant. That's the opinion slide. So the whole rest of the show, I'm going to give you observable facts. Okay? So just from here on out, observable facts, natural links. What do you think of my topic so far, Lee?
I like it for a couple of reasons. You know, as you know, today I was giving a training on link building, and about an hour before that, I came across this particular "you shouldn't be creating links to your site in general" quote, and I laughed. So I'm intrigued to see what you've come up with, but you know, I think it's funny that on the one hand, you know, you should create content and promote it, which is one way of, you know, they talk about building links, and you should certainly attract good links, but then every once in a while they say, oh, no, you shouldn't be doing anything to create links. And that's what sends people into a tizzy. So I'm excited about the topic.
And it's really kind of funny because they don't realize that every year when they go and do this to the public, that they're really pointing out their biggest, dumbest, most stupid mistake they ever made. And most SEOs don't know enough about the history to realize what a big, stupid blunder Google did. And the big, stupid blunder was when they patented PageRank. There are two ways that companies can protect their intellectual property. One way is they can patent it. Then if anybody wants to do something like what's in the patent, they have to license the rights. The other way you can do it is that you can have it as a trade secret. And as a trade secret, it's never made public. Patents have to be made public. You don't patent the Colonel's secret recipe, because in the public-facing patent, you have to say how it's made. And so Google made a secret sauce that was better than everybody else. And they were so eager to brag about it that they patented it. And then from week one, everybody knew how it worked. And the whole rest of the time in Google's existence, they've been trying to put that genie back in the bottle. Don't make links. Don't make links that way. Don't do it. That's our whole invention. It only works if you guys don't know the secret. It's like, my God, what were they thinking?
Well, and then you also have, somewhat of the disinformation side of the thing is, the links that you build, we can detect. And I love those sort of things because I'm, constantly pushing on some of these notions that they put out there to see what they can detect and what they can't detect, or if they're detecting it, if they're doing anything about it.
Yeah. And if any of those claims were true, they would not make statements like, you shouldn't be creating links to your site in general. Why not? I thought you guys fixed it.
Right. And then, the other one that was kind of one of my favorites from recent history is the, we need you to mark your links that you've created, the rel equal, the sponsored, those sort of things. And I'm like, the reason they want you to self-report is because they can't detect most of them.
There's a few edge cases about federal regulations around ads and around reviews and testimonials and those things, where there are some edge case laws where it might be applicable. But in general, yeah, it's hard to make a case for those conventions. And all of it is just attempts to put the genie back in the bottle because they published how it all worked on day one. And now their big, smart creation has been an obvious thing for the world to use. And so that's what all this is they're trying to put the genie back in the bottle, and they're making small businesses afraid because they're big dumb idiots that patented the secret formula. They patented the secret formula. And that's their big dumb blunder. So the first natural link is ad links. Like I said, buying and selling links, the thing that Google will ban you for unless you buy and sell from them. So their comment didn't specify. You shouldn't be creating links to your site in general. Stupid statements like that include AdWords. So we'll start there. Most companies are going to keep doing this activity despite what Google says. So right there off the bat, his statement is already dumb. You agree with that one, Lee?
Yeah, I think the concept of purchased links, you will be penalized, and then there's an ad block and a growing ad block over time. It was just at the top, and then it's expand the top and the bottom. Now it's in the map pack and other things. So you've got ads taking up more and more of the SERP real estate, but damn, don't get any paid links.
Yeah, most SEOs don't know this, but there was a point in time where Google swore on their name and reputation that they would never, ever do anything as unethical as commingle ads with the search results. They swore they would never do it. Now it's really hard to tell them apart from the search results. So in the early days, the ads were only on the right side. They were never commingled with the organic. Now, we all know why they did it, but there's just a ton of hypocrisy in how they've gotten to where they are now. And believe it or not, and you probably won't, believe it or not, I was actually a Google fanboy. It took the history of Google for me to get to this point. And so if you're not there yet, if you're a Google fanboy and a Google apologist, don't worry. Eventually they'll get you too. Just give it time. All right. So internal links. You absolutely should be making internal links. Absolutely. It's how the web works. All right. So it's how people find your categories, your products, your information, your support. Like, businesses can't function without internal links. Again, he didn't specify that in his stupid statement. But yes, you need to do internal linking. This is a good thing. It helps you rank. You have to focus pages on topics for any of them to work well. Trying to do everything from one URL that doesn't link anywhere is going to be a colossal nightmare. So you absolutely need to build internal links. Social links. So I got some from Home Depot. Home Depot and Google are my two examples for linking here. So we have Home Depot, and they have LinkedIn and Facebook and Instagram and Twitter and YouTube. And I guarantee that everybody who's using these properties to engage their customers and a broader audience is using links. And even Google, they got their URL shortener in there. They got their links going. That's on Twitter. Here they are. They're doing it too. And so, John Mueller had nothing to say about these links. And these are totally fine. You need to do these. If you're not doing social marketing, you're leaving a big chunk of your revenue on the table. Now, this one, I've been dinged by the community for a long, long time, because I did 17 years of just working with the footer. And you can do a lot from the footer. And cross-linking your properties, being accountable. This website also owns and operates these other websites. That's being accountable for your content. That's white hat and in the spirit of the Quality Raters guidelines, and it's in the spirit of the Webmaster guidelines. And people have often told me that cross-linking sites in a footer is black hat. Well, I'll have you know that Google is doing it. So these links go to a lot of different places. And so they're cross-linking properties from their mega footer. here's some of the places, and they literally have hundreds of different domain names that they actively use. It's like a massive link wheel, you know, that black hat thing that can get you penalized. And the crazy thing about having so many different host names like this is when they all target the same keyword, you can take more and more of page one. Eventually, you can take more of page two. And for the keyword Google, many of these domains don't take page one and page two. They go all the way down and take all of them to page 5. And there's a few news sites in there too, but they go to page 5 for a single keyword playing this game. And, you know, people try to tell me that, oh no, I can't use multiple domains. That's, you know, that's black hat, you know. Here they are. They took pages 1 through 5 of a keyword using this trick. They themselves do it. What do you think about the domain trick, Lee? I know you've seen my past work where I used to do it in ecom.
Yeah, you know, that is an interesting one. The other one that's related to one of your earlier slides that I particularly enjoy are just like site-wide footer links in general, which you're not supposed to do. That's, you know, that's a no-no, but it works like a charm, man.
I don't think it's a no-no. You know, I can't find a specific rule about cross-linking properties and footers, and Google does it too. Oh, uh-oh. Got an issue with the Zoom link here. So have to make it quick, unfortunately, everyone, but that's okay. Sometimes businesses have multiple brands. All right, so Old Navy, Banana Republic. This is Viacom. They're the biggest link wheel on earth. They have the best black hat link wheel. I'm so jealous of Viacom. They're awesome. But, you know, it happens. You know, businesses have multiple brands. Public relations. Here's a announcement from Google that got distributed to the web at large, and they have cross-domain do-follow linking in it. Exact match contextual links. We're not allowed to do that in press releases. No, those are ads. They need to be no follow, right? Viacom does it too. Their press releases have links embedded. Job postings, of course, those are going to have links in them. You generate links by hiring people. Knowledge graphs, so Wikipedia gets cross-linked here, number of locations, they show up on the maps have website links, the knowledge graph, or the GMB rather, has, you know, the hours and address, and there's another link, and they're cross-linking over here. There's subsidiaries, so there's link wheel, and then there's social properties. There's links. You're developing links when you do these things. News articles. This was the byline is CNN. Here you go. And those are contextual links. I mean, holy crap, that's CNN. I bet most people would be afraid to do that in a press release. And this is an article with a byline from CNN. Forums, you know, your customers are out there with problems and questions, and you probably want to engage them. So if you're Home Depot and people are talking about your business and their experience with it, why wouldn't you be out there? Why wouldn't you refer them to the right resources on the website? Of course you would want to engage them. Coupon sites, if you have deals, absolutely. Specials, Black Friday. Who doesn't want to have exposure on Black Friday? You kidding me? Reviews, complaints, customer service, all these review sites and things of that nature, they're all links. They tell your policies. They help direct people to the right resources. And then there's a ton of links you can't control. So there are links from blogs, links and comments, unsolicited press, syndicated RSS content, viral content, published emails, links and documents, directory links, open graph sharing, being cited as a source. And these green ones, I mean, that's other people's freedom of speech. You can't stop other people from having freedom of speech. And Google's going to punish you for it. And that's kind of crazy. So it all comes back to this statement. You shouldn't be creating links for your site in general. I challenge any legitimate business to cut out all the activities I just highlighted here and try to stay in business. And that's how you know it's hypocritical fear mongering. And they do this every year, and nobody gets upset about it except for me.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of, people in the community that'll look and, you sit there and say, oh, I'm going to, is it okay to create citations back to my, my plumbing site? Because I don't want to run afoul of, these not creating links, or, is it okay for me to, claim my brand on Twitter and link it back to my website because technically I'm creating a link. All of these sort of, it creates the doubt, which is enough to curtail a lot of the promotional link building that you might want to do to market your business, as opposed to a lot of the natural link building that occurs as people talk about your products and services, or link to those things, or connect to your blog, or whatever else it might be. I think they're just trying to say, if you built it, it's bad, so don't do it. And of course, that's crap.
Yeah, we only have a couple moments here to look at comments. Peer-to-peer lending says these shows remain a paltry amount of viewers because it's a bunch of word salad about nothing. And it's kind of weird that you're here, if you feel that way. And if you like being bent over by Google, I mean, more power to you. It's not my cup of tea. And the truth is, all of these forms of linking, they're totally valid and legitimate. They're what real businesses do. It's not word salad. They are observable examples of natural linking that all businesses partake in. Yeah, Kyle Roof's over at IMG. You can find him there. So with that, that's the show. I want to thank you. I know it was kind of a rant, but I feel it's a worthy topic to talk about because people they're afraid to challenge Google. They're afraid to admit what's going on. And I see the fear, and it's reactions like that is the fear. You can see it in people. They get defensive and protective, and that's the fear. Talking about it isn't the fear. Talking about it takes guts. So I guess, we'll leave it there. But I want to thank everyone again for joining, and we'll have there was one question. What can we do about this though, Ted? The thing you can do is you can be upset with Google about it. If you're mad that you're being encroached on and you're not allowed to sell links from your website like you used to before Google, I mean, you should be upset about it. If enough people get upset about it, then, maybe some government will do something about it. But unless you get upset, I mean, nothing's going to change, right? And so, that's kind of where it starts is, don't be thrilled about this happening. So with that, we will see you next time. I want to thank everyone.
Thanks, Ted.